Hey everyone, we've got a week six of School Season 2 cast coming right here. This is between Sony from Team Savage and Anderson from Team Chaos. I'm gonna go ahead and start the game now. So we have Anderson in the top right. The map is Polestar. He's the brown Protoss. And in the bottom right, we have Sony playing as the blue Zerg. These are both a couple of aggressive players. I think they're known for that. Kind of varying results in their games, like they could really do anything. So we'll see where they go with this. No starting early pools from Sony. Similarly, Anderson just making probes. These were two of the stronger teams in this season, so these are probably some good players that went on to win a lot of games. We have the Overlord heading in the correct direction. This is actually a reverse scout. Typically you would head towards the bottom left because that's where the natural would be. Anderson just moving out. This looks like the positioning for just a normal Forge Fast Expand. Oh, we got a 9 pool perhaps coming from Sony. He's thinking about it. Okay, the 9 pool goes down. Anderson's scouting to the top left first, so he's likely going to reach Sony last in this position. He's not quite sure if maybe he's looking to pull a Nexus first here, or maybe he's just a little bit late getting out to do the Gateway of the Forge. A little banter going on. Looks like we've got a gate first. Oh, we got 9-9 gates. Not in the center though, so a little less pressure. So 9-9 gate against 9 pool. I believe in this case the gates should be favored. I think the Sony's just going to struggle to deal with these zealots just based on the amount of larvae he's going to have. They still haven't found each other, but there's the workers, kind of ships passing in the night, so they should, they obviously at this point have an idea of where the other player is. Sony moving to take his natural. Little does he know, zealots are on the way, or about to be. Nothing particularly out of the ordinary right here. We have these Zerglings moving out. So Sony still hasn't quite realized, oh, there he is. The Zerglings are making their turn as they realize where Anderson is. He's probably not going to be very happy to find that these Zealots are heading out. Choosing to engage the Zealots instead of countering. You'll notice that both players pretty low on the workers here, so they're both looking to end this one pretty quick, ideally. Anderson retreating, getting his numbers up. Okay, so we got 4 Zealots in the probe. Typically what you want to do here is you want to use the probe to attack a Zergling once, and then the 2 Zealot swipes, that's enough to kill a Zergling. Sony is just pumping wings at home. Anderson has dropped the Forge in case this goes poorly or Sony tries to run by. He'll have a cannon hopefully in time. Still hasn't actually been any sort of an engage yet, so they're both just kind of posturing. This is a lot of Zerglings though. This surround is going to be kind of scary. He's setting up for a sunk, but if you look, he's still only at 8 drones, so. Okay, 6 Zealots. Anderson is picking up some workers. Well, this is going to be a nice little window for Anderson here. The sunk finishes though. This is not a great place for him to fight, but it looks like he's cleaning up all the Zerglings. Oh, and Sony taps out right there. Okay, so give me a sec. Let us update the scoreboard. Let's see. Sorry, this is my first attempt at casting ever, so I'm going to be a little slow on some of this stuff. Let's see. Okay. So let's update our scoreboard here. That's a point for Anderson. And map 2, somehow I even missed it. This is probably attitude. We're just going to guess. Okay. All right. So again, we have Protoss spawning in the top right. This time he's still brown. Sony has switched to a different shade of blue in the bottom right. Just kind of standard openings to start here. They're just making workers. Sony complaining that he isn't a fan of ZVP. Anderson commiserating with him a little bit. We notice, okay, so Sony is scouting the right way this time. He's taken a very early gas. Oh, no, okay. So it's just for the extra drone. Cancel the drone after he gets to 9, so he has 10 supply instead before the Overlord. And he is going to first scout Anderson here. Anderson also, yeah, so this is attitude, good guess. So Anderson is also going to first scout. Sony talking about how he usually just 4 pools this, but he didn't do that in either game here so far. Anderson playing a bit safer this time with the Forge Fast expansion. Got a second hatch in base, so we might be looking at a 999 here of sorts. Although I guess it would be more of a 1099. Since he did the Overlord supply trick. Okay, so we got the first cannon up. Both players know where the other one is. So this definitely looks like it's going to be a Ling all-in. See if he's taking his gas. He is. Yeah. So Sony is just looking to do a speedling all-in here, but Anderson scouts it all the way. So he should be more than ready here. Probably he has a little bit of time, but he's getting the second cannon just right away to be safe. I mean, really, he just needs to survive this because this is incredibly all-in from Sony. So if he doesn't get the kill with the speedlings, oh well, there's another drone. But anyway, if he doesn't get the kill with the speedlings, typically that's just the end of it right there. Anderson, he is taking the Nexus. I think if you take the gateway here first after 2 cannons, I mean, your economy is pretty garbage, but he is being all-in. I'm not a Zerg or a Protoss, so I don't know what the right answer is there necessarily. So Sony has the gas to have started his speed, but he hasn't started it yet. Okay, maybe he has some other sort of plan here, because he's not making speed. I don't know if that's a mistake, or he could have also made a lair by now. Okay, he's going lair. So maybe this is like an overgas into like a 6 muta timing. But Anderson thinks it's a Ling all-in because of the 2 cannons at the front. He's just taking his gas now. I don't know, Sony's still on 1 base economy. Okay, Anderson is incredibly blind here. So he just thinks a larger Ling all-in is on the way. So he's placing the 3rd cannon. He isn't blocking all of the gaps though, which is kind of weird to be placing the 3rd cannon but not be willing to actually block the gaps so the Lings could just get in anyway. It's a bit of an odd choice. His gas is finished, but he's not actually mining it yet. Okay, Lair just about finishing up. He's going to place the Spire. Probably, once he gets to 200. We're just waiting on that. Yep. There's our Spire. So yeah, Anderson continues to be blind. He is blocking a lot of the gaps now. He is making a 4th cannon also. Core is, I think, pretty late. Yeah, because he's... Core seems fairly late because of all these cannons that have come in, so he's not going to have Corsairs, I don't think, anywhere in time. I could be wrong about that, but I think his Corsairs are going to be quite late. So this is mostly going to fall on whether or not Anderson anticipates this, or is able to somehow get something into Scout. And he needs to have cannons and mineral lines. There's a lot of potential for Sony to do damage here. Once the Spire finishes, if Anderson doesn't anticipate that. Sony's also taking a 3rd behind this, so I guess he's not trying to all in here. I don't know if he's gonna have the money for the six mutas right out the gate because of this 3rd. So ideally, right when the Spire finishes, you want to be starting 6 mutas immediately. That's what this entire build is you're trying to hit a timing. Yeah. So a couple of these are a little late. I've seen this much more so in ZVZ. I don't know how well this works as a ZVP build. But as I said at the beginning, I think Sony's kind of a bag of builds guy. He could really do anything, and that's part of his strength. But little does he know that Anderson also has that ability and knows that, you know, kind of anything is possible in any game. So the mutas are out. Anderson has nothing that shoots up near his minerals. He's not close to an Archon. Okay, he's aware of the mutas now. So I guess he's probably going to throw down cannons in his mineral lines ASAP. Try to buy time with these. I feel like Sony really doesn't need to be spending this time just attacking these zealots. I mean, he could have gotten maybe game-ending damage with these mutas if he had just gone straight in. So we have 1 cannon here started. Okay, we have 3 in the main. And that is where Sony's going. So that's kind of bad luck for him. The timing on these, wow, this first cannon is 2 of these cannons literally just finishing. This is horrendous luck for Sony. Wow. I guess maybe we could give credit to Anderson and just say this is like elite timing, and he just like galaxy brain mapped this out. But it seems to me like this was a lot of Sony going after the zealots and choosing the wrong base, and that kind of just put Anderson in an excellent position. These mutas really haven't done much of anything other than deny 4 zealots, soon to be 7. Hasn't actually gotten any drones yet. So maybe Sony's fine here, you know, I'm no expert on this matchup. He's just throwing away zealots so far, basically. Hydrogen finished, Lurker's on the way. Or Lurker upgrade, I guess he needs to make the Hydras. Okay. Anderson has an Archon. He's getting Storms. Storm is almost finished researching. So neither player has a ton of economy, but Sony needs to get something done with these mutas. I mean, it's pretty difficult to micro mutas against Archons. You kind of have to just skirt the very outside of their range in order to get damage done. It's pretty difficult to do. I don't know what the TR is for this game, but if you have any sort of lag, it's very difficult. Anderson is up to 5 gates, 6 plus the 1 there. He's got his +1. He's going straight to +2 attack. He's not going for armor, which I think is regular. Sony's got his lurkers going. He'll be up soon. Okay. He's got 5 hatcheries. The 6th is making. Yuta's in Protoss base, but they have not really accomplished a lot here. And he's kind of just, he's shooting a pylon. I'm sure that's the Archon on the way out. Yeah, so not really anything done with these mutas. But he is looking to plant lurkers outside. Anderson is nowhere near observers yet, so he's just going to look to take out this +2 attack. Okay, he started the Robo. Zerg upgrades, we are 0, 0, 0. He's actually eclipsed the probes with his drones. So both players are pretty light on economy here, but Sony is in a better spot. Supplies are looking fairly even, which is always great for Zerg. These openings were pretty unique, but it seems like at this point, it looks pretty good for Sony. Okay, he's 7th hatch coming down. Hydras. He's got +1 on the way. He tries to all in here though. It's gonna be pretty tough. I think that he doesn't know that he has good relative econ to Protoss, and it looks like he's got 12 Hydras in production, so it looks like what he's going here is to try and bust. There's only 3 cannons, but you know, we've got 5 Templars, some of them with several Storm. Observatory is just finished, so we're gonna have an observer very soon. I don't know, I think it would be a mistake to bust here. Even though the supplies look good, I think Storm into Choke, always incredibly strong. I think if Sony knew his position right here, he might opt to drone more instead. Just keep Anderson from breaking out, essentially, for a little longer. Because he has an army, but it's not an army that's going to fight well in a choke. So we'll see what he does here. I think if he goes in, it's going to be a big mistake. And if he is willing to just get a contain, maybe that's okay. He needs to fight as one. He's getting good damage with these lurkers. Okay. So Anderson trying to bust out. He's getting a lot of damage on these lurkers. The observer was behind. So the lurkers are dead. I think the fight here is mostly going to come down to the quality of the storms, as many ZVP fights do. Looking behind this, we have a Queen's Nest, but we're still on Lair Tech. But I mean, this would be pretty early for Hive. And he's just pumping Hydras. He has 1 Evo chamber. And +1 on his Hydras. Fairly fat storm there. Oh, but he's cleaning this up. A whiff on the storm. That one lands. That was a fat storm. Oh, supplies have dropped pretty sharply for Zerg here. I don't think Sony is dead, but he might feel dead. Anderson he's just pumping units. He's got 8 gates total, or 7 gates total. He's taking a 3rd. I think Sony had an opportunity to expand his economy, but he wanted to fight and potentially kill instead. I think it kind of bit him. Ooh, that's fat storm, a lot of Hydras, and we're just Hydras here. Hydra army is not going to perform well against a Protoss Army storm. Okay, I think we're in trouble here. There's no lurkers here, so Anderson can just go in. Sony calls a good game, and that'll do it. That's a 2-0 for Anderson and Team Chaos. Thanks for joining me on this cast.